Guys, Dylan Tommy here. Gonna run through the green room tonight. Everything's looking really good, and that doesn't often happen with all 10 of these tanks. I mean, they're not bare bottom tanks. I got densely packed, naturally planted tanks, and they're all looking really good as far as the plants and their stable conditions. So let's cruise. The Guppy tank is the tank that I've had the most trouble with recently as far as some of the hair algae and just battling excess conditions in here. So it's had a couple extra water changes in the last couple of months, weeks rather, and I've added some of this floating water spray here, and I always find it does a very good job at kind of balancing out the system. And you can see the hair algae's kind of died off a little bit, not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Let's check out some of the guppies. They're looking great. They're loving the extra water changes too. All of them are just growing so fantastic. That tank's looking great. Like I said, it's the tank I've been battling with the most in the last several weeks. This tank's here, a very low light tank, and it's just keeping the cichlid. Little Jewel. Not looking as good as she was. Not too sure what I'm going to do with that fish. Thinking about switching up a lot of these fish in this tank. Mostly in this small, low light tank, this 20 long down here. Likely going to be pulling out a lot of these fish and maybe replacing them with a newer species, something different to keep down there, maybe a breeding project. Now that the tank has grown out so nice and so naturalized looking, I might replace most of the common Danios and some of the fish I've been keeping down here with a new species, just not too sure yet. Same thing with this low light tank here that I've been keeping the albino crebensis in. The crebensis have been growing out very nice down here, so I haven't wanted to disturb them just yet, but these guys will likely be for sale. So eventually I'll be keeping something else down here in this 20 long, and we'll grow it out, and we'll see, maybe make this tank into another little breeding project. But even with these low light conditions, a lot of these plants do so well down here. So I'd like to keep the habitat stable and just, maybe add another species, some kind of other pair to do their thing. And like I said, maybe another breeding project. I've had a lot of fun with these crebensis, but they're not going to grow out in here forever. So yeah, the two low light tanks down here on the bottom, they'll be getting hopefully some new species. And we'll check out the big, large planted tank, the 55 here, which has really been looking good since I got the new LED light on it, the Phoenix Planted Plus. I mean, I've had a lot of success here with the baby tears growing out in this kind of crypt jungle here, and everything else looks green, green, green. All my Amazon sword runners are just kind of growing out on the vine here, and I've been letting them. I've tried to trim back a little bit of growth on these swords on this side, just to kind of help the system itself. Look at that Rammy looking awesome. I don't want to switch up the species in here. I've been always waiting for the rams to do something. I'd love to have a little breeding project with the German blues here, the Microgeophagus ramirezi, because they're such a cool fish. Look at the beauty in this fish. I think I have 2 females and 1 male in here. For a while I thought I had an established pair, and they really hadn't done anything. And I think the 2 that I thought were the pair are actually 2 females, and the male, this little guy right here, is still immature, you know. So oh no, here's the male over here on this side. Here he is. He's still kind of tiny, not so mature. We're looking green in that tank. I was battling a little bit of hair algae, and an extra water change for the system has really helped it out. We'll check out Mojo's tank. Look at this guy. This tank is just packed. I love it when it looks like this. He digs it. He loves to be in this thick foliage. He's always hanging out, you know, deep in the vegetation. Mojo's one of the oldest fish in my fish room, and he certainly's got some character. I love this guy. I love keeping him in this tank all by himself. I mean, he's got a rich habitat, and I'm totally cool with it. In his old age, I've kind of had to spot feed him. He doesn't often realize when there's pellets in the tank. Let me see if I can show you guys this. Kind of get his attention here, and he knows when I'm about to feed him. Here we go. All right, buddy, here we go. He's conditioned to always feed in this right-hand corner, and that when I give a little tap on the tank, there's food there for him. Really, really cool pet. Happy to keep him alone in this tank. All right, Mo, you enjoy. You're kind of in bad light. I'll pop down here real quick. This tank, I did a big trimming. Trimmed out all the excess plants that I thought I could pull out of here, and you can just see that the Madagascar lace has just completely taken over this tank. And it's looking pretty good. I mean, look at all these leaves. They're everywhere. It is just grown out all over this 10-gallon. Like I said, I had pulled some plants out, pulled some stems of Ludwigia out of here, pulled a couple of creps out of here that were kind of just growing down here in the bottom. And I've told you in the past, this has always been a plant grow-out tank. I've always thrown excess stuff in here. But I cleared some of it out to add it to other tanks, and you can see how much the lace has really taken over. Look at that plant. That plant is so huge. It pretty much maximizes the entire 10-gallon tank. And I think the lace is a really good habitat for red cherry shrimp. Always on the leaves here, feeding out of the water column. Alright guys, like I said, a lot of these tanks are looking pretty good lately, so I'm happy to cruise. They're packed full of life, and they're pretty clear. It's stuck in here, why not? Haven't really updated the Pallid Areum very much in the last month or so, so we can take a look in here. I had a lot of moss in here previously, and I pulled it out. It was growing out very well down here in the water feature, and I pulled it out to add it to the face. So you can see a lot of Java moss up here on the face itself, kind of hanging. And I'll tell you something I had done in the last month is I had the wrong spectrum bulb on this third light fixture over here on this left-hand side. So everything on the left wasn't growing as good as things on the right. I mean, you can see this lush acclimation here, this Java moss on this side looking really good. And as you move towards the left, it just doesn't look as healthy. and it was just because I didn't have a daylight bulb on. I thought I had put the right spectrum in there, and I didn't, and just realized recently that I needed to switch that bulb. So a couple of days of some right spectrum, and this side will perk up. But I hope to get the Java moss completely acclimated all the way up the face, and looking like this green side. I think I told you that I had added a couple big red cherry shrimp to this tank. They're doing very well in here too. And that's it. Still undecided about what to keep in the water feature or what to keep in the Pallid Areum itself. But for now, the red cherry shrimp have really been a good addition to the habitat. Just for scavengers and you know, a bit of a cleanup crew. But it's growing out. Alright guys, let's come right here and take a look at the Brochardi family. Even this tank's looking golden. I mean, these fish are everywhere. I told you they have spread out amongst this tank, and they used to spend a lot of time over on this side. This is where her spawn was, and you know, there's a couple stragglers. Some of the smaller ones still hang on that side, but the Brochardi fry are all over this tank. You can see Mom's kind of moved out of her spawning bed, and you know, she's kind of exploring the tank too. For, you know, over a month she spent a lot of time on this side. Oh, check this out. This is cool behavior. I saw this for a long time. When they were getting ready to spawn, they would move all these snails around and get them completely away from their spawning bed. Look, he's kind of chewing on that one, but he's just trying to clear them out. Maybe they do plan to spawn again. But it's been great. I really dig the Nelampologus Brochardi. I wish I could show you some decent sized fish right now, but it seems like they're hiding out in the shells. There's some of them here. They're in the back. Like I said, they're all over the tank now. It's been so cool. Alright guys, that's the Tanganyikan Brochardi tank update. Like I said, probably one of my favorite tanks lately, just because all the mature fry. Take a quick look into the Emunah tank, just so we can round out this FishRoom update. I'd let you guys know about this terrarium that I just haven't done much with it yet. I want to plant it out, have some mosses that I've been growing out in my living room, and just haven't got around to really planting it up. Look at these guys. Alright guys, that's a fish room update. All 10 tanks looking great. Appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys tank on. Peace.